Welcome to Boxing Fans Talk TV. I'm your host, TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. But you guys see the thumbnail. DJ seemed to be a real tug of war. But before we get into that, let's turn to Howie. Welcome back. Welcome back. This is TDT. You can refer to me as Miss T. I know at the beginning and the top of the show, we always do a water check. I hope the sound is coming in clear, but water check, water check, water check. Here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, we advocate for 100 ounces of water per day, that is. That's per day. 128 ounces of water makes a gallon. So, we fall short of like 28 ounces. We could take that out, but 100 ounces is doing pretty good. So, as usual, I'm at my 10 bottles, 10 8-ounce bottles of water. That put me about 80 ounces. Sometimes you'll make your 100, sometimes you won't. A lot of times I'm making like 80, 75, 90, whatever. It depends. But you shoot for 100, right? And if you're not a big water drinker, try to make yourself become one. Don't worry about the frequency of bathroom breaks that'll all level out within a week or two. If you're going to drink water, because you're not a big water drinker, but you know you got to drink it 2 times during the day. You must drink. And that's first thing in the morning. Hold them toes hit the ground before you get up and start moving and walking. Before you do your normal daily routine, drink you about 8 ounces of water. That's gonna help the body move stuff around, flush stuff out. The body is an engine. The water is like the lube. As we always say, the water is life sustainer. So is sunlight. Second time you need to drink water is when you go to bed. Not when you're watching TV or, doing other things in the bedroom. But when you're going into your real nice rest, real sleep. A lot of reads going on, recharging, rebooting, rejuvenating, restructuring, all kinds of stuff. So you drink some water at night, 8 ounces. Plus, it's good for the heart. It will tell you that water, 8 ounces of water a night, every night before you go to sleep, is good for the heart. A lot of moving stuff around, a lot of cleaning out toxins. The average human burns between 900 and 1,000 calories at night when they sleep. So water helps all that stuff. Plus, gets your body ready in the morning for when they got to do its top of the morning cleanse, i.e., bathroom break. So make sure you drink your water. You never know, it might save your life. I saw the thumbnail. Put on my mood music. Let me put on my mood music. Hold on. So, thumbnail. I say EJ seemed to be in a real tug of war. Y'all agree with that? I think he is. I think he can't help himself. Whatever he's been doing with his career, whatever's been going on, he's in a tug of war now. Eric Gomez is in the building with Poppy King. In the building with the Bomb Squad. Good with you. Long time no see. Yeah, EJ in the tug of war. And I'll tell you how. Like to hear it? Here it go. So we know in recent days we heard, most of us heard, that Fundora is willing to fight EJ. He's willing to do it. But why would he want to jump down? Don't he got business at 154? But he's willing to go down to 147 to meet up with EJ. Bold and Understanding is in the building. What's poppin', King? Salute, Queen T. Salute to you, sir. But Fundora is saying, I'll mix it up with EJ. Then you got EJ handlers, i.e., PBC, whoever he called his teams. They want him to fight Canelo. They was hoping to get a big fight with Canelo. Not just Canelo, though. Also with Keith Thurman. Because you know they're clamoring for that fight. But in light of Keith Thurman's movements early on in Errol Spence' career, when Earl was trying to come up and Keith was avoiding him, they don't have a good rapport with each other. Errol Spence can't stand Keith Thurman. And he absolutely refused to fight Keith Thurman. Even though reports say that Al Heyman and the team, that being PBC, prefer him to fight Keith Thurman. But you know what? Whether they want him to fight him or not, Errol Spence don't want to fight him. And if Errol Spence never fights Keith Thurman, then I guess Tom Brown was right. That they can present anything, but it's ultimately up to the fighter. I mean, it's so many. This dude, when he moves, he be answering all kinds of questions. And most of the time, they be inadvertently. But I ain't talking bad about EJ. I'm just saying he's being pulled in so many directions. But it probably is his own fault. It's how he carries himself. It's the things he say. Careful what you wish for. You might just get it. I'm sure Floyd Mayweather can relate. Everybody wanted a piece of Floyd when he was active, right? Remember? And look how they are with EJ. But I don't remember too many. Well, I ain't gonna say that. Floyd did have people that were bigger than him that wanted to come down and fight him. So how y'all think that EJ will fare against somebody like a Fundora? Can't count Fundora out. He might be skinny as a motherfucker. He might look like a Boinknik from Popeye, but the old Popeye cartoon. Remember them Boinkniks? Thousands. He tall and minky as shit, but he got power. He know how to fight. Look at the plastic surgery he did on Erickson Lubin not that long ago. He rearranged his whole face. So I would be concerned. But I will say Fundora, got business or something you can tend to at 154 to push hard for the Charlo fight. If it's all that. But why isn't he pushing hard for the Charlo fight like he supposedly want to push for the EJ fight? Don't that make you say, why wouldn't you push for a Charlo fight? That's your division. He's undisputed. That would seem to be the pathway you would want to go. Unless he knows something we don't know. I don't know, you guys, if you know who Fundora fights under. If he fights with PBC, it'll kind of make sense. But I found that curious that you got an undisputed guy right there in your weight division. I've never heard him say, I want Charlo. And the only thing that I've heard in regards to Charlo when it comes to Fundora is Charlo posing that Bud fight that tall Linky motherfucker. Something to that effect. Y'all remember when Charlo said that? So I'm like, no, Charlo, he in your division. If you telling Bud to go fight Fundora, why the fuck would you say that? That's what make Charlo look like he ducking and shit. Because you're gonna suggest somebody else in your division for Bud to go fight. As if you don't have a choice to want to fight the belt holder of the WBO. When Charlo drop his belts and move up, guess who he gonna go try to face? So that threw me off. But in the way Fundora wanting to fight EJ is throwing me off too. But you think EJ would take that fight? Nah, because it's always gonna be, what about Charlo? But I don't know, because we never know what EJ gonna do. So, you guys, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. If you already subscribed, then you already locked in. But do hit the like and share, and on the replay, do leave a comment under the video or whatever. As I told y'all before, I am giving away a free 55-inch color TV. I'm mailing it to whoever wins my questions. Get them all right. And who's in the 48. I'm not mailing no TV to Alaska, Hawaii, or other U.S. territories. But you guys can play if you live in those spots. But you don't have to give me an address in the States to mail to, because I'm not going around the world with that one. But I'm going to tell y'all, talking about this tug of war thing Errol Spence finds himself in, at the end of it, I'm going to ask a question. And that is one of my questions. One of the 5 questions that I have for that raffle of the free TV. But I'm not doing it until I get 1,200 subscribers. So, hopefully the channel grow, help the channel grow. If you know anybody, send them over here. Hit that subscribe button. But anyway, back to the news. So Fundora is willing to fight EJ. Okay, cool. Keith Thurman wants a shot at EJ now too. And better off, PBC wants him to have that shot. Okay, cool. But Errol Spence don't like Keith Thurman. He's not gonna agree to that. But that's what his handlers want. The whole world wants to see what move he will make, because they want Bud and EJ to face on. That's the fight we want to see. Real boxing fans, that's the fight we want. So you got so look keep score. You got Fundora coming at him, Keith Thurman coming at him. Canelo, he wanted Canelo. Canelo would have dusted his ass out, but he wanted Canelo. And then you got Bud. That's 4 people right there. Then you got Stanionis. And Stanionis is interesting because he was in a box off scheduled to meet up with like Jordanis Ugas. I think they had somebody else in that box out. It was 4 of them. And Ugas cried to everybody. He wrote a letter to everybody, probably with Santa Claus, trying to get out that box out. Ugas was elevated to the championship, the WBA, and he solidified it when he beat Pacquiao last August. As far as I knew, he went right into this box out that the WBA had scheduled for him. But what happened? Somebody, or shall I say, PBC paid Standing Young step aside money so Earl Spence can get a crack at him, right? Capson 4G, yes, Lady T. What's good with you, King? So I think he paid $1 or $2 million. I could be fudging on the numbers, but it was $1 million for sure. Danny Onis gladly stepped aside with the provision that he's under contract or he's going to be next to fight Earl Spence. How do we know this? Well, take it from the horse's mouth. Standing Onis have come out as of late and said as much. Yo, I got a claim to that throne. I got a claim to that. I'm under contract. He got to fight me next. I'm like, damn. And you got to fight Standing Onis? It doesn't matter which way Earl Spence turns. Somebody's trying to get at his neck. Now you got Jaron Ennis, who have positioned himself quite strategically, that is. Ain't nothing wrong with what he did neither. He put himself in a position where he the number 1 seed through the IBF to face Earl Spence. Earl Spence haven't satisfied his IBF in years. IBF will be well within their rights to make him fight somebody. The boxing community might go the fuck off, but if he don't fight Terrence Crawford, then I'm sure those mandatories that he got start popping up. Which one is more important? The mandatories or the one he got a contract with? Which is Standing Onis, according to Standing Onis. I think as far as Earl Spence's agenda, Fundora will probably be the last on his mind. But you see, now he got Jaron Ennis at his neck. Not to mention, if he drops all his belts and make a move to move up to 154, claiming, he probably claiming, I just really can't make 147 no more. If he do that, he may end up facing Jermell Charlo if Jermell don't drop them belts. Is you think Earl Spence, just look at him right now, a 3-belt holder, is going to move up to 160 and not go for a title? He's just going to start from the bottom and work his way up. I don't know Earl Spence better than that. He ain't going to do that. So I say to you guys, he in a real tug of war, because no matter which way he turn, he got to face that monster. I don't know which one of them I can look at and say, oh, that's the easy one right there. Maybe he'll say Keith Thurman is the easiest, the lesser of all the evil. I don't know. Can't really say Standing Onis is a slouch. He might not be good enough for Earl, but can't really say he's a slouch. So is it Keith Thurman and then Standing Onis? Between Fundora and Jaron Ennis and Bud, shit ain't looking too good for your man Earl. So, what y'all think of this tug of war this man find himself in? I think it's hilarious. I still say he should fight Bud. I can't say what he better do. but he should fight Bud. Because he gonna turn the boxing community on his head if he don't. He ain't gonna get away with avoiding that fight. He ain't gonna be able to come up with no logical explanation why he don't face Bud. But the way they moving makes you kind of wonder who gonna win this tug of war with Errol Spence. Tay is in the building with Poppy King. He said a fight is confirmed. It's a two-way, and it's gonna be set in late October, early November. Where you get your sources from, Tay? They're just looking for an arena now. Who said that, Tay? Gotta give me source with that one. Because just the other day, and I mean just the other day, Bernie the Boxer said, ain't no contract over there. I'm paraphrasing. See, I just talked to Bud. Bud ain't got none of that stuff. It ain't none of it been true. So now, days later, fight is confirmed. Where you get your sources? I ain't saying it can't be true, but can't go from I don't even got a contract to it's pretty much done. Hans Beecham is in the building with Poppy King. Said he needs to take the Bud fight. No brainer. Andrew Charles said, I've heard no confirmation on it. Me either. They say we heard it from someone in the camp on a live stream. Who? In who camp? They said, I don't know. No, they hashing things out. That's called negotiation, Tay. I don't doubt that they negotiate. I don't doubt that. What I doubt is that they finish with their negotiation. And what I doubt is that it's a contract sent. So you can't almost be done and you ain't even get the first contract. As I said before, for me, Bernie the Boxer, Bo Mack, Bud himself. That's the only way I'm believing it. Errol Spence talk vague. So when he's out there putting out innuendos and alluding to certain things, talking vague, I don't trust none he say. If he talks as a matter of fact, I might give him credence. Like Errol Spence will have to come out and say, hey, October, whatever, this year, the fight will be going down. If he's talking like that, if Errol Spence himself said it, I might give it some credence. But if Errol be like, well, it's going to be this year, y'all, we almost done. Bud just need to sign it. Hurry up and sign. I ain't listening to a goddamn thing he got to say. Because then I'm going to believe that that's cap. They say, so OFC, they don't got a contract. According to Bud, they don't. And Beecher say, we've been talking about EJ versus Bud for 5 years now. Yeah. Yeah, we have. Tay said they hashing things out like a location. So they almost done. No, Tay. No. You can't then turn around. I gotta get on you, Tay. You can't say they're hashing things out as if that's and all they're waiting is on a location. When the man who's going to fight him said, I don't got the first contract. All we can say is negotiating. Negotiating is not contract. Negotiating and say, I like this. Yeah, we can keep that. That ain't even signed yet. Because if that part was done, there would be a contract. They're talking. We know that they're talking. I'm gonna give them the whole platform of they're negotiating. But from what I hear, they're talking. They talk back and forth. Has the term sheet been sent over? I don't know. Bud said they ain't sent shit over. Why can't we go by what Bud said? Bud told Bernie the Boxer, and Bernie the Boxer put that out on Front Street on the Boxing Voice. And I'm sure he speaks on it on this show. So then once Bernie say that, who is a credible witness, we can't then go around and say they almost done. They getting this part done and that part. Can't say it. It might come out to be true, Tay. You said watch when shit come out. That's cool. I'm telling you, for this show, I only go by credible sources. If Bud said he ain't got a contract, they ain't sent shit over. But who am I supposed to believe? If Bud said that. That's all I'm saying. When I showed y'all that video clip of Earl on May 29th, this is after he done said just sign the contract, just sign it. And this is after what's his name, Stephen Espinosa said they 2/3 of the way done. That clip that I showed you guys, when the guy asked him point blank, "Hey, Earl, when the fight this year?" Where it's gonna be, I don't know. And if you sent the term sheet over or a contract, wouldn't those two questions be easy to answer? But look at his answer. So not only is Bud telling us ain't shit sent over, to me, Earl is too. He just like to keep things going, or talking. I don't know why he talk like he talk. I don't have an intelligent answer for that. Y'all don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. What I was talking about is look at the tug of war he finds himself in here lately. Got Fundora, Keith Thurman, Canelo. Mind you, he wanted to fight Canelo. Bud, Danny Jonas, and Jerron ended like 5-6 people trying to get in his neck. He wanted to be the big fish. He the big fish for sure. Andrew Charles is in the building. What's poppin', King? He said people gonna make 100 predictions on when the fight's supposed to happen. And if they get just one right, they're gonna be like, I told you. Hey, look, I'm saying like this. Y'all put some money on it and bet each other. I'll write down the bets. But this is gonna be one of my 5 questions. I told you I'm giving away a free 55-inch QLED Samsung Smart TV, color TV. Raffling it off when I get 1,200 subscribers. I'm gonna ask about 5 questions. The one who gets all the questions right and send it to me in email, meaning you gotta be the first in queue to get it to me. Then I'm gonna mail you with my own money. I'm gonna mail to you that TV as long as it's in the 48 states. I'm not mailing nothing to Hawaii. I'm not mailing nothing to Alaska or U.S. territory. Now, I'm not telling Alaska, Hawaii, or even overseas for that matter, that you can't play the game. What I'm telling you is I'm not mailing nothing to those places. So if you got an address for me to mail it to in the States, by all means. That's how everybody can play. I'm just telling you where I'm mailing it to. My money. But yeah. So one of the questions is, this is one of the 5 questions. I'm asking the day only. I'm only asking for the day. So I know you're going to say, Miss T, what about the months to come? You going to re-ask that question? No. Because it's one of them questions like you're taking an educated guess here. And once the thing happened, but I can't ask it later. You know what I'm saying? I want to know when that fight gonna happen with him and Bud. And you can't, or is that the question truly is that fight gonna happen with him and Bud and Errol Spence Jr. and Bud? And if so, when? You can't just say, yeah, that's gonna happen with Bud. Everybody and their mama can say that. So you gotta give me a date, time, group. When? You gotta be specific. Also have a location, just with the Bud fight. But the overall question is, what move he gonna make next? And I know I probably confused some of you guys, so let me clarify. The overall question is, what move do you think he gonna make next? But if you answer he's going to fight Bud, you have to be more specific. That's the only one that you gotta be specific with. Because it goes without saying, the whole world think that's his next fight. He said as much in this last fight, at the end of his fight in the ring. He going for Bud. So we all can somewhat say we on the same page. But Errol Spence can be very confusing. It can be very confusing to a lot of people. So you just never know what old boy gonna do. So that's the overall question. What do you think his next move gonna be as far as lining up a fight? I done just told you a handful of people that's trying to get at him. And one in particular that he was trying to get with, and that's Canelo. I ain't gonna say Canelo was desperate to get at him, but I don't know. Canelo might be now. They offered Canelo that same amount of money to come fight Errol Spence. I think Canelo would take it. Since he might feel that his star is on the decline since he lost to Bivol. Because if he fight a rematch with Bivol, I don't see a different outcome. And Canelo has shown you he don't want to fight nobody really at 168. So maybe Triple G, that's it, but he don't really want to fight nobody else. He probably don't want to fight Triple G. It's probably more so network driven. Hans Beecham say, side note, Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez is free money. What you mean by free money? Yeah, they gonna face each other, and they both coming out of 147. Now, I find it peculiar that Danny want to go up to 154, but he hasn't done much or cleaned out the division at 147. So why move up? I don't know. I mean, Danny is an established person, a fighter. I give Danny props. I like the way he fight. He hits hard, he gets the job done. But at the same time, Danny, you can fight Boots. I don't want to hear no shit about y'all being from Philly. You can fight Virgil Ortiz. Conor Ben is up there. Got to have Stanley Jonas. Buatev. It's a whole lot of people you can fight. But you want to move up to fight Jose. And Jose, you can fight there at 147 too. I think Danny would beat Jose. That's what you meant by easy money. But you never hear Danny saying, give me Bud. He never pressed for that Bud action. From what it's told, he moved up out of 140 to get away from Bud. Hans Beecham said Danny gonna damn near kill Jose. Yeah, because Jose is not a good fighter. Jose and David Benavidez are good fighters when they're young. As they get older, that shit ain't gonna work. But y'all hear the overall question. Y'all can answer it today. I ain't gonna, it's whatever. It's your guess as good as mine. What move is Errol Spence gonna do next? What's his next move? And if your move says, if the answer you pick says that Bud is his next move, you gotta be more specific. If you're using Bud as an answer. Everybody else, you can say, he gonna fight Fundora. I don't know why he would, but you can say that. I'd be like, all right. You know what I'm saying? You guys can email me that. My email is at the bottom of the page. boxingfanstalk@gmail.com. You can email me and just say your pick. Now remember the date that you did it. Day is June 10th. Remember this day. Mark this day. Mark time. Because this is one of the 5 questions. If you get all 5 questions right, and you get it to me first through email, I'll send you the TV. If we have a lot of ties, we'll have a tiebreaker. Am I gonna give folks a chance to get a reprieve, like, change some of your wrong answers to right? Yeah. But every 10 subscribers you bring in, make sure you email me and tell me, hey, Miss T, I'm bringing in this person, I'm bringing in that person. I watch them subscribe. But for every 10 subscribers you bring in, it'll turn one of your answers that was wrong or missed into a right answer. Come on, y'all. Y'all get this TV. The TV right downstairs. In the box and everything. Y'all better come on now. I'm giving the TV away. I wish I had a PlayStation 5. It's easy to get the TV. But if PlayStation 5 come out with a boxing game, I ain't giving that to nobody. But I'm going to try to raffle out things throughout the year. I'm going to try to get a PlayStation 5 and raffle it out. We'll see. Hans Beecham. Sebastian Fundora fights at 154. Yes, he does, but he has come out and said that he wants to fight Errol Spence. That he will go down to 147 just to get a fight with Errol Spence. He said that out of his mouth. He might be tall and lanky, but the dude pack a hell of a punch. See what he did to Lubin. So if you talking about Fundora, everybody can say, what about Charlo? That's your division. He undisputed. If you talk about Canelo got unfinished business. He got Triple G and the possible rematch with Bivol. If you talk about Thurman, Errol Spence despised Thurman. He ain't giving Thurman nothing. He don't want to fight him or nothing. If you're talking about Stanionis want a shot. Stanionis is the one that's claiming, hey, just for him to step aside so Errol can fight Ugas, they promised him a shot. It's in his contract. If you're talking about Boots is high risk for Egypt. Very much so high risk. But Boots aligned himself in the right predicament where he's the number 1 seed in the IBF. So if Errol don't make the fight with Bud, the IBF is going to probably shoot out a mandatory. But then the question is the mandatory more powerful than the contract that's already supposed to be written for Stanionis? Then you got to think about Charlo. Charlo is slated, or it looks like he's going to do one defense, and that's against Tim Tszyu. And then he's going to drop those belts and move up. If any fighter drop their belts, nobody's upset. That's what fighters do. The Charlo could very well do that, but if he don't, and he want to stay down there at 154 as the undisputed king, y'all already know him and Errol gonna face each other. The choices that Errol Spence got. He wanted that limelight, wanted to be the big fish. Got it for sure. Playing tug of war in all directions. Omnidirectional right now. Hans Beecher said, "What up with dudes calling out people in smaller weight classes? Why didn't Fundora call out Big Charlo?" Exactly. My question is, why didn't he call out Jermell Charlo, who was in his weight class and holding the belts? Was the undisputed king. I mean, you right there. And you know the funny thing, Hans, I believe that Fundora will be like a mandatory for Charlo. He's in a position, I forgot which sanctioning body belt, but he's in a position where he can become Charlo's mandatory. That's it right now. But instead, he's saying, I want to fight Errol. We really can't speak intelligently on the minds of some of these boxers, what they're doing, you know. So y'all heard, like I said, I'm giving away a TV. This is one of those questions. One of those questions. What move do y'all think that EJ is going to take? What move? What's his choice? What move? What's the play? Something got to give. Sometimes I feel like he's sitting there waiting till Bud gets so frustrated that Bud just said, fuck it. And then Bud make a move. And as soon as Bud make a move, within a week or two, he gonna make a move. Something easy he know he can do. And then he gonna be like, see, Bud is the one. Bud made the move. He don't want to face me. I ain't fuck. You know, ever since I've been through that shit with Keith Thurman, I'm not chasing nobody. That's gonna be the narrative. That's why I say for Bud, don't make a move. Ride this shit all the way out. Only moves you should make is moves they making you make. Because EJ, if he ain't sent the contract by now, that should make anybody's eyes, you know, raise up. You know, like what? Just remember how they wanted to push the narrative, how quickly the contract was sent and made in regards to Ugas. Y'all move quick when you want to move. That's what we do now. Hans Beecher said EJ gonna fight Bud, no doubt. So if that's your answer, get more specific. Because when I give away this TV, people gonna be like, "Well, see, I already said that." I'm like, did you pay attention to details? I said, if you cancel with Bud, you gotta give me a daytime group and a location. You gotta be more specific. But right now, that's a forlorn that EJ and Bud is gonna face each other. That's what everybody thinks. That's what we all hope for. But it remains to be seen. So that's all I'm saying. I just find it peculiar and kind of fascinating that EJ is being pulled in all directions. For real, for real. And I'm gonna put the link in the chat. That's the story I live with. Like all them people trying to get his neck. What happened when you're the hot ticket item? Hope you can handle it. I hope you choose wisely. In other news, you know, y'all know that Oscar De La Hoya is considering selling Golden Boy Promotion. I think he's gonna shake up boxing when he do it. What y'all think? He's getting offers already. Like he got $1 billion offer. Like damn, Oscar like that cat with 9 lives. He always land on his feet. He get into a lot of shit. He do a lot of controversial shit. The dude always land on his feet. $1 billion? Yeah. You can tell he be hating too. Because he was like, I don't know, I'm considering. I saw a clip when he was talking about it. Like, I'm considering, I don't know, maybe he mentioned, but he got off it real quick. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll get, you know, moving to the area of a hedge fund or whatever. I was like, "Ooh, boy, you be hating." But that's what Al does. Al Heyman for the PBC. But as I tell y'all, when it comes to boxing, just because you're the greatest business person, businessman, businesswoman, it don't mean in certain areas you're gonna be good at certain business. Like if you're a great speculator, now if that's what you do, then you can't take speculation, a job like speculating, and try to fit it in the circle of a job that has nothing to do with speculation. But just because you're good at speculation, what you're saying, you're good at guessing, that don't make you a scientist. Even though scientists guess, but it's the way they guess. Scientists has to create a theorem, you know, thoroughly explain the theory behind what they thought was gonna happen. Run an experience, have an hypothesis. They go through changes. And they would do that experiment over and over and over again to see how valid or valuable or how many times that experiment gonna conclude in that same way before they make it or call it something. But this is still a tad amount to guessing. But a person who works on the stock market don't mean that they can turn around and be a scientist. Or a person who's a scientist can't turn around and say, well, I'm a good analyst. I'm a good guesser. I come up with hypotheses all the time. Theories and theorems all the time. But that don't mean you'll be a good stockbroker. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of that going on. And that's what I mean by having a hedge fund to run a boxing promotional company or management company like Al Heyman has, don't necessarily mean success. But I'm gonna tell you, Golden Boy, if Oscar manages to sell his company and get $1 billion off it, I know that's gonna shake up boxing, because somebody was willing to pay that much for that promotional company. When they buy that company, that's coming with all the stables that Oscar may have, which I don't think he got a lot, but it's coming with everything Oscar got. Maybe even Ring Rat Magazine. Oscar owns it. But in the end of the day, they buy it. They come in. They shake things up. They do things a lot better. People don't got the grudge and vendetta against Golden Boy no more because there's under new management or new owner. It might shake things up. It might help aid to these fighters mixing it up, because right now they don't seem like they want to fight. So you can go from division to division where it appears that a lot of fighters, you got to go through too much shit just to get a fight. Which don't make sense to nobody but that fighter. And say EJ versus Bud, October 28th in Las Vegas. You guys could be right. But again, where your sources at? Saying that. Is that Bud saying it? Go Mac. Did Errol Spence get that date? Eric James? I don't know. That's why I say who's saying it, you guys. Hit that like button. But you know what Oscar could do? If he sells Golden Boy, he can very well turn around and come up with another promotional company and just redo it without all the stigma and everything associated with Golden Boy. It could be a fresh break, clean, gather a new stable or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if that hatred and vitriol that some of these promoters and managers have for each other where they follow them no matter what they do. Because Oscar did say he loved boxing too much not to be a part of it. And with having Golden Boy in the Ring magazine, it aids him in having a part or a slither of boxing in his life. Something he can ill afford to do without. So I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. $1 billion, shit, I'm ready to sell his company. I ain't got nothing to do with Golden Boy. I'm ready. How much you want to sell it? I'm ready to sell it for him. So moving on. Devin Haney is claiming he his plan to 140, and he's waiting on Kambosos to make up his mind whether he want to activate the rematch clause. And y'all know when they put those clauses in those contracts, they have a time limit. Kambosos can't sit on this until November or December. He has to decide relatively pretty quick, like within 30 days, 45 days, something. Within the first month or 6 weeks or something, he has to decide whether or not he wants to activate his rematch clause. But now, a lot of people saying, first and foremost, a rematch is not warranted. Because everybody knows that we doubt that it will have a different outcome. So it's not warranted. All hands. Hands beat you. You say that's just my guess. You guess on that date. Guess specifically to October 28th. Why y'all don't say where y'all got it from? I mean, that's who y'all listen to or wherever y'all get y'all sources. Your information. All I can say is, okay. It's just like I told you guys here at Boxing Fans Talk TV, unless it's come from a credible source, I can't say that that's what's gonna happen. Y'all notice that I'm not saying, oh, it's definitely not happening October 28th. All I can ask you is when you give me a date or anybody say something, we'll be like, oh, where your sources? Because I'm looking at both sources, both Earl and Bud has not signed off on it, to my knowledge. If something happened in the last hour or two, I don't know. To my knowledge, Earl Spence, Bud Crawford hasn't signed off on this October 28th day. And I know it was some controversy with people saying the fight is almost done, it's going to happen. If you really listen to what Stephen Espinosa said, he was throwing fluff. He was fluffing y'all like a motherfucker. He was fluffing because he don't have no answer. Look at what he said. It's 2/3 the way done. So the two in the 2/3, basically they want the fight. Really? That's one of the thirds. They want the fight. So that's part of getting the shit almost done. Okay, we all supposed to think and know that they wanted to fight. You know, the things he was saying was circumstantial at best. Go back and listen to what Stephen Espinosa said. It don't make sense to nobody who's not really listening and paying attention. They won't. Come on, dog. Because when it's all said and done, the contract wasn't sent. There was no term sheet exchanging back and forth. You can glean that from Stephen Espinosa's talking point. You know what I said? When you say something, I'm going to give you all the time in the world to say what you got to say. Because you don't have to spin over here. You got all the time in the world to say whatever it is you got to say. Ernie the Boxer said what he said recently, like a day or two ago. Bud ain't got shit. Bud said don't believe. Floyd Mayweather say, don't believe it. I know a lot of us say Floyd don't own PBC. I don't know. Don't know. We know, I can tell you in my heart of hearts, if there's no Floyd, there wouldn't be no PBC. No PBC, Floyd. In my heart of heart, they're symbiotic in nature. PBC and Floyd, if nothing else, they're symbiotic in nature. And you cannot refute that. Cannot refute that. So if Floyd said none of that shit true, what you gonna do? Back to this Devin Haney claim. Devin pretty much saying, done with 135. We're moving up. Like I said, we all saw the fight. It was a one-sided fight. George might not want to run it back because I don't see how he can do no better than what happened the other weekend when they fought. Like I said, if they meet up again, it's gonna be the same outcome. Mind you, the Australian government, a whole lot of people invested into that fight. They're wasting their money. They thought they was gonna fill up 100,000 or 80,000 in the stands, the football arena. They barely got. They almost got 40,000. Almost counts the horseshoe. I'm saying I don't think that they made as much as they thought they was gonna make. They made a nice chump change. I think a lot of people watched. They didn't think about it. It wasn't pay-per-view. On regular ESPN. Now I'm gonna say this. Australia don't need to be in the business of promoting the fight. You guys suck at it. I'm sorry. Giving constructive criticism. Not because I'm an American and they Australian. Saying y'all don't that delay, that bunch of little moments in between fights, the people had on the card. Nah, bro. If they do fight, they need to bring it back to the house. Meaning America, that is. Hans Beecher said nobody knows when the fight is going to happen yet. That date is world news. Yeah, we don't know because there ain't no contract. But ain't got no contract to sign. So I'm not even arguing that point level. People have argued that enough. I just thought it was fascinating that boy ain't got nowhere to turn. I mean, he could have a nervous breakdown and just say, fuck it, I ain't fighting nobody. I don't want her to go through that, but I was like, look at all these people coming at his neck. Which way is he gonna go? But Devin Haney been struggling with 135 pounds division for a minute. Not in a terrible way, not in the way that he doesn't get the job done, but in the way, as y'all can see, shit, my eyes don't want the only one seeing this. Devin Haney big as a bitch. I believe he's gonna grow out of 135 sooner rather than later. But he claims, sorry y'all for yawning, he claims if Kambosos don't activate a rematch, he's dropping his belts pretty much and moving up. Can't be mad at him, can't be mad at Charlo, can't be mad at anybody who drops their belts, move up. They don't want to pay sanction. They want to move on to what's next. What other kind of legacy can I secure? It's a common culture in boxing nowadays. But if he stays up at 135, Talk about Devin Haney. I believe a lot. He gonna stir the pot up. If he drops the belts, he really gonna stir the pot up because that will get them to fighting each other like all of 135 pounds. I mean, they could have a nice deep division, but nobody's fighting each other. But if he goes up 140, knocking Devin Haney, that is, I think he should go for the gusto and fight Josh Taylor. I think everybody is in a holding pattern, waiting on this Bud and Spence fight. Just think about it. Josh Taylor wants to move up. He wants to move up. But if he move up, where he trying to go fight? Probably Bud. But then he don't want to have to fight Bud. And think about it, he's undisputed. So what undisputed, that's gonna go up to the next weight division and is not gonna want to challenge for the championship belt in that weight division. So for me, I'm just looking at it like, go for the gusto. Get in there with Josh Taylor. He probably tried to get in there with anybody to make get his feet wet in the new division, which would make sense. I mean, isn't that what Danny doing right now? Trying to get his feet wet at the 154 by fighting Jose Benavidez. But Devin Haney, there's always Antoine Russell. Gary Antoine Russell. You can always face him. But I'm thinking, you got the belts, go straight for the gusto. But that's all I pretty much had today. I think the boys in the tug of war, for his life. I mean, it would not shock me for him to have a nervous breakdown. And I'm not praying for that for him because everybody goes through that. Bud could have one too. I mean, but everybody at your neck. I mean, I just showed you. You got people saying, "Oh, I'll come down to fight you." You got people just at your neck. People wanting you to do a catchweight. I'm talking about the Canelo thing. Yeah, he was trying to do a catchweight. That was more so Earl's side saying, "Hey, but you got to fight at 164." And Canelo had to let them know, I'm the big fish on this shit right here. That's the arrogance. The arrogance that you want to fight the biggest, the big fish, the actual big fish, Canelo. You want to fight him, but y'all want to make stipulations. I know we're going to fight at a catchweight. We're going to fight it the way that I tell you to fight at. That's the big fish it is. Canelo is that to Earl Spence. So outside of Canelo, everybody was trying to get at Earl Spence. They being real strategic on how they trying to line this shit up. And some people, a person like Fundora, he'll make sure he say stuff like, "Hey, if he don't get the fight with Bud." That's what you better say. They're not coming in and say, "I want the fight over Spike Bud." You gonna get a lot of people, fans hating. So Evan, good luck. Earl, good luck. And the choice that y'all gotta make going forward. They can truly say that Devin is just waiting to see what his opponent gonna do about it. What do you gotta say about it? EJ, you're stalling. You're stalling. It doesn't matter which door you open. You got hands. You got some on your hands. You open the Fundora box. That ain't gonna be no easy altercation right there. He determined, act like he really, really wanted. Maybe he'll hurt you, maybe not. Now, but I know your pride, your ego won't let you face Keith. Just can't stand him. You already know what the bud thing is. That go without saying. Hey, it's so because you're trying to be strategic, trying to, take the short ride. Why? Well, like you said, why won't I take the easy ride out? So you took the easy route. I taking oogers from a box off, fucking up the bag for everybody who was in that box off. So standing on this, rightly so. You gotta pay me, Charlotte. So they paid him. You got Gerard Ennis. Ryan Ennis cannot wait to get a strap. Now I don't blame him, but he making strategic power moves. He's now the #1 IBF contender. If he can be the mandatory, he's Earl's mandatory. Danny Otis got a contract. Canelo might be desperate now that he lost to fight Earl. That kind of money. And Fundora trying to get his licks in with somebody notable and prominent. So again, my overall question, you guys can email me. Write it down. Hold on, let me circle. Write it down. Y'all can answer it. I ain't giving no answer away because I can't tell you if you're right or wrong. If you answering that question, let it be known. Because I haven't written nothing down. If anybody answering that question, let it be known. I'll write your name down on the side of the paper and be like, they gave this answer. But also email me so we can have a paper trail. Like I said, it's going to be one question of 5 before I get that TV away. It's a nice TV, y'all, too. It ain't no cheesy. The QLED. But what the dude said was top of the line, 55-inch smart TV, Samsung. So, last year alone, I done gave away a lot of TVs. Relatively new, some are older. One person can't look at a whole bunch of TV. I used to have a TV in every room in the house, but shit, now, just only a couple of TVs in the house. We can't look at every TV. But anyway, what's EJ's next move? Let it be known. But anywho, that's all I got today. I ain't have a lot today. I just found it, like I said, I just found it interesting that EJ in a bit of a tug of war with his career. Like, it's enough. I'm telling you, in this real talk, not picking on him, is this happening to anybody? The tug of war he found himself in is enough to have kind of like a nervous breakdown or become overwhelming or something, because you got people just really coming for you. Nobody getting up off your neck. I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And I also want to thank old boy for sending the Cash App. You know who you are. Thank you for the Cash Apps. That you be sending me Cash Apps sometimes before the show even start. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I much appreciate all cash apps that you guys sent. I take that cash app money and I spend it right back in the show. That's why my props look very precise and professional. I got real green screens. I got a real expensive mixer and a real expensive mic, lights, and everything. I take what you guys give me, put it back in the show. If anything, I add my own personal money to the stuff that I buy. But thank you for the cash app. And like I said, that was one of the questions you guys can ask later. I'm writing it down, so I'm making a note of the question. When I get to 1,200 subscribers, and I ask the 5 questions. Like soon as I get to 1,200, I'm gonna rattle off some questions. If you watch me on the regular, you'll know the answers. But I'm gonna start asking questions. Now I can't turn around and say, give anybody credit for the question I'm asking now. So when I get to 1,200 subscribers, because more than likely by then they would have either had their fights or already announced it and showed it in writing. So I can't turn around and say, all right, y'all think which movie gonna make next? Everybody can say Bud. I can't say be specific because those things will be known too. See what I'm saying? So now it's the time to answer the question. Now it's the time to answer. I'll forever hold you. Anywho, like I said, when you know better, you do better. Thank you guys for joining me. Like I said, it wasn't gonna be that long of a show. I'm just keeping my eyes peeled on his next move because that's important. A lot of people have put out shows that bunk the contract. I'm one of them people who don't believe it's a contract because I'm going by Errol Spence vague talking, but namely Terrence Crawford, what he told Bernie and what he hasn't said. A lot of times these channels, y'all put out stuff and come back not being true. Sometimes, I've seen people, give a date and nothing was etched in stone and they wind up being accurate. Possible for that too. I'm just telling you, gotta go by what the man said a couple of days ago, either yesterday or a couple of days ago. Bernie said that Bud said, no, there is no contract. Nothing's been said. And if you listen to Stephen Espinoza, you know that was bullshit. He was just trying to be answering the question, but he was lying at the same time or fluffing. Fluff. But anyway, when you know better, you do better. I'll see you guys Monday. I'll probably do a show tomorrow depending on what fight there is. Because I do the watch parties. I do like watch with me with the fights. It depends on the fight. If it's a good one, I would. If not, I'll see you guys Monday. All right. Bye.